Hey Taurians, it's your girl Bree here from SoulSorting, and welcome to your July 2017 General and Love Spread. So, all information regarding our July book review and everything else, especially me going on vacation. So, those of you who want to book, at the end of this reading. But of course, for now, let's get started. All right. I ask at this time that you please close your eyes, take a few deep breaths, and truly focus on the intention of what you want to receive from this reading. Focus on the clarity that you want to receive from this reading. Focus on the progression and transformation that you want from this reading. Focus on the healing that you want from this reading. Okay, you can open your eyes now, and I will let you know that I let out a little chuckle just there because as I was finding this card, I sensed that it might be a major arcana, and it turned out to be a major arcana. So, you do have a few majors in here, but let's get started. Man, I feel like for a lot of Uturians, either in June or in the first half of 2017, you've been through the ringer with something in your life, emotionally, mentally, physically. Just there, it's almost like you're in the midst of transitioning. Because here we have Eight of Cups. So for a lot of you, you wanted a change, a transformation. You were a bit weary and kind of just feeling drained. And so this is reaffirmed by the card of Strength. So it could have also been a Leo that you are involved with or that's in your life at this time. If not a person, more of an energy, this just reaffirms this Eight of Cups energy of you having to really persevere through this thing, whatever this was. Now, I do see positivity. There's a very strong sense of I wouldn't say balance, but yin and yang energy going on for you in this month, because I do see positivity in your crown, in your foundation. In your crown, we have the Page of Wands. This is really great if you guys have been waiting on a message, maybe something to do with work, love, travel, creativity, waiting on some documents, even if it has to do with that as well. But just waiting on a message that will leave you feeling very passionate, very joyful, very energetic, something that will kind of wake you up and kind of get you, revitalize you out of this. What the? Okay. Revitalize you out of this funk that you have been in for quite a while. And that's what this page represents. We also have the King of Wands in your foundation. This is really good. The fact that we have the page, which is the youngest member of the suite when it comes to, page, knight, king, the youngest member we have here in your crown, in your thoughts, and then the king in your foundation, representing stability, mastery, ideas of a long-term nature. Regardless of the suite, whether it's cups, wands, pentacles, swords, kings are always about leadership. The thing with this king is he can be a bit brash. He can be very similar to the emperor type energy, not as extreme, but he is really looking at people and looking at things and saying, if this is not the way I want it, then I don't want it at all, or you best fix it, that kind of thing. So he can be a bit quick-tempered. That's the only thing I would kind of warn you about. But the King of Wands is very creative. He is one of the ultimate manifestors. He can really manifest things for himself. But it's not just when it comes to wealth. It can be wealth. It can be love. It can be just ideas manifesting into form. So I think it's going to be a very creative month for you. For my partnered Taurians, if you are not looking to have a child, I would definitely take precautions, because with this fire energy going on, it can be a very fertile month for you as well. So let's go on to your heart of the matter. First up, we have Two of Cups. So for a lot of you, this really could represent a relationship. Maybe this is what you had to go through. Maybe this was this change when it came to the Eight of Cups. Maybe a breakup or something that happened in the relationship that kind of made you feel a bit weary, drained, things of that nature. But Two of Cups represents, I think for a lot of you, regardless of what happened, you want a revitalization. If it was a breakup, you want, you're ready to mingle and, be single again. Whatever happened, you're ready for fresh, new opportunities, fresh, new energy to come about, because this is still in your line of sight. This Two of Cups, this, very harmonious, balanced, equal sense of partnership. The only thing that's kind of like stopping you right now from that is that you guys have been waiting for a long time. If you're waiting on somebody to come back, this could be what this represents. But regardless of your situation, I do feel like the Hanged Man is advice to you. In this deck specifically, it is really about not just what is going on, as in seeing the Hanged Man. It's about why he's hanged and what is he doing while he's in this position. So why are you in this position right now? Is there a lesson as to why you're in this position instead of straight to the King of Wands and having, mastered everything and manifested everything? There's a reason why there can be time on the line for you, because I don't see any pentacles here at all. The only sense of stability I get is from the King of Wands. So this is a very passionate relationship for some of you. There can be a lot of attraction to this person and things of that nature. And to be honest, for some of you, it may not be a long-term relationship. It could be something else, or something alternative. But the Hanged Man really asks you to reflect on what's going on in this situation and why this is not here at this moment. Is it you? Is it somebody else? Are you settling? Are you not really opening yourself up to these new opportunities that can be presenting themselves to you fairly soon? And be careful, because there really can be a message of maybe a date, maybe an offer, a sexual offer, anything of that nature, anything of a job, if it's a work thing, that can really present itself to you in July 2017, and it can really revitalize your passion. But the only thing is, you may have to wait quite a while. There may be some obstacles in the way to get to this thing, whatever it is. Or you may now have still been waiting for this to come forth for quite a long time. And then in the future, we have this, I'm not surprised after the Hanged Man, because we have this sense of confusion going on for you, where there could be secrets, there could be things kind of not being out in the open, not as clear for you. So I'm not surprised at all. This could be a water sign person. I normally denote it as Cancer or Pisces, that you could be involved with, or that is in your life at this time. But it's something where I think that's why the Hanged Man is here, because you may not have all the clarity, or you may not have all the information. So even though you are very determined to go forward, even though you could be really attracted to them and think that, on the surface things look all good and dandy, there really could be things beneath that surface that you need to check out before you go and jump in the waters, when you don't know what's underneath those waters, being that this is not a King of Pentacles, this is a King of Wands, So fire sign, Aries, Leo, and Sagittarius. So definitely, I would say keep your eye out. Yes, you guys have been through the ringer with something, but at the same time, I don't want you to, settle for someone that kind of looks good on paper for you. And wow, okay. Let's look at these. These are not the cards that are going to be your cards of advice. I just broke the deck and I really wanted you to check it out. So we have death and we have self-esteem. Really what you guys need to know, I think, because death is the end of something old and unnecessary and a rebirth. So new opportunities, new beginnings happening for you. Page of Wands, King of Wands, and the death of that kind of, that thing you had to persevere through. Eight of Cups, strength. And then this is where your self-esteem needs to come into play, that moon energy, which can really tie into your emotions. So it might leave you a bit emotional because you're so confused about the situation. You may really want it to work out because this person may seem great, but there could just be things that you don't know as yet. And it doesn't mean that they're a bad person. It could just mean that you need to take time. And that's why the Hanged Man could be there too. It's like, take time with this partnership if it is developing or if it kind of happens in July 2017. Take time to know them. Okay, so let's get your cards of advice. For Taurus, July 2017, Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus. Okay, this is your crown. So let's see. 3, 2, 1. Oh, reverse. But honesty. Okay. I can't always expect the truth from others, but I can expect it from myself. Now, interestingly enough, that was turned upside down. And I wanted to make sure the rest of my cards weren't like upside down, but that card was turned upside down. And you see how we had the moon in the future, and the moon can represent secrets or things that aren't all the way out, a clarity that is not very clear. So once again, there could be secrets going on. There could be things hidden in the dark, but it may not be that, extreme. It can just be that you don't know everything, about them or as much about them. So just, be careful and take your time. Okay? So, okay, let's start with discipline. I can accomplish what I set my mind to. And literally, this is that fire sign, Page of Wands, really King of Wands energy, where you guys are very determined. It's like after you've been through this, very tiring situation, maybe in an ex relationship or just something that happened in your love life, in your more emotional world. If it's not love, just something that happened that affected you emotionally, whatever it was. It's like you are very determined to heal, not just like that connection, but get what you deserve out of love, out of career, out of your creative pursuits. Really get that balanced, equal sense of give and take, that reciprocity, because that's what, like the Two of Cups is very about balance and reciprocity. Giving and taking, the equal exchange of love and life, that kind of thing. So you are very determined to get what you may not have gotten from, situations in the past. And then we have purpose. I know what I am here to do. So I always look at purpose as one of the most spiritual cards in this deck. This is the Soul's Journey Lesson Cards deck by James Van Praagh, if you want to know. But I always look at purpose as one of the most spiritual cards out of this deck, because it talks about, it's basically equivalent to like the High Priestess, that kind of energy. of having intuition, knowing, a sense of divine guidance and divine direction, like a divine compass of sorts. So I think paired with discipline, it really asks you to, one, yes, you are, like, remember, I was getting this sense of yin and yang going on for you. It's like on one side, there is this more masculine fire sign energy of, I want to do this, I have this intention, I want to take these actions. But then purpose is the more feminine side that asks you to, it's the hanged man. It asks you to trust your intuition and to ask your intuition questions, to really dig deep within yourself to say, yes, you may want this thing, but is everything in order? Is everything, out in the open? Can you trust it? Going past the ego, can you trust it on a spiritual level? Does it feel good to you? Not just on the surface, not just with what they look like, not just with, their personality, but does it feel right to you? Or, do you need more time? Are you all the way over this situation in the past that had you in this strength mode, that had you persevering through? Are you all the way over that? Do you need more time for yourself to really understand your new purpose in this new relationship or this rejuvenated relationship? Okay? And now we will definitely get more detail on those of you this resonates with your love life. Let's go on to your love and romance. For Taurus, Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus, July 2017. Okay, your crown is 3, 2, 1. Retreat. It's time to disconnect from the world. Okay? So that is the hanged man, essentially. If it's not, for my couples, people taking a date out, having a vacation, just kind of getting away from the daily grind, it's more of, whether you're single or couple, just taking time to yourself and kind of asking yourself, what do I really want? What do I really need to do to move forward in a healthy and progressive way for myself? Because, it's interesting. We had this situation that you had to really persevere through that was a bit difficult for you in the past, but you really challenged yourself to move through this. It could be fairly quickly or just with a very determined energy. One thing you were very clear about was that, I'm going to get through this, or I'm going to, like this vision of this 2 of Cups, I'm going to receive that. It may not be with this person, it may not be in this situation with this challenge going on, but we will eventually receive this, or I will eventually receive this. And you made that decision fairly quickly because you want this. You want to feel like it is safe for you to love. You don't want to feel like the person you're with is cheating on you or deceiving you or seeing a pattern of that with partners. You want to be able to be yourself, to be open, for them to be open, and that to be the case, this 2 of Cups type of partnership. Now in your crown, we have the card of separation. So if you're in a partnered relationship, some of you may be, as I said, you may have gone through a breakup recently. You may be recently single. Some of you could be emotionally distant from your partner, if not physically, at this time, and vice versa if that's the case, if you're a cross watcher or anything like that. Separation can also denote even just, you or your partner is traveling for work or traveling for some other reason, and you're not physically together. So it could be even a long distance relationship as well going on, and maybe you're afraid of certain things that could be happening. But we do have a wedding. I'll go into more detail, but I think wedding is probably one of the most positive cards, besides it is safe for you to love, in this spread right now. And I say that because this situation involves marriage. For a lot of you, this could be your own marriage that it's talking about. So a lot of you married couples, this could be really tied to what's going on in your love life and your partnership. But if you're not married, it just means that I think physically there is going to be a step up taken, an elevation in your love life, in your relationship, whatever it may be. So remember, we had this Page of Wands, this offer, this invitation for maybe a relationship, or some kind of offer of that nature. A passionate offer coming up for you. And then in your foundation, we had the King of Wands. So it's almost like this sense of stability and mastery over the long term. But being that it's a Wands and not a Pentacles, it's still something that maybe has progressed fairly quickly. So wedding could be an elevation of your relationship progressing quicker than you might expect. And that's why the Hanged Man is there. To kind of put a pause on things and ask you to really get to know this person more, or vice versa, if you don't know as much as you should. And obviously there are things you don't know, because the moon in your future does represent maybe some secrecy, or just some things that you need to kind of find out. Heart of the matter, release your ex. So as I said, the reason why this Hanged Man could be there for some of you is because you're not completely over this situation that happened in your past, that Eight of Cups, that strength that had you, weary. Even if it's your relationship and there was some challenge, you're not completely over. You haven't completely forgiven yourself or them for the thing that occurred. If it's a breakup, you haven't completely gotten over that. And the quickness of this new thing forming for you may not be the best thing for you. The moon can also represent imbalance and illusions. So it's like, it could be that this thing is happening so quickly that you're more attracted to what you see on the surface of this person, or what you think, what you've been idealizing about them, than what's actually there. You could be excusing some things that are really, red flags, because of the illusion of it. For some of you. But there is a need to either, because especially if this release your ex energy, for those of you who are now single, has recently happened, I think you need more time before you jump into anything. Because the Page of Wands is, I think, a good card, because it says that you can still go on dates, you can still accept offers of that nature. But I think a relationship may not be the best thing right now. If you just move from one to the other, it may not be as stable for you right now. There's still a lot more things you need to find out about each other. So it may not even be the other person. It could be yourself. It could be things that you have not really been honest with yourself about. Okay? And your future, we have pay attention to the red flags. The signs are cautioning you. So, this whole reading has been about potential red flags being there, right? This Hanged Man, this moon, they're there for a reason. The Hanged Man in this deck of the Oceanic Tarot by Jane Wallace. This deck right here. Yes. The Hanged Man in this deck is about specifically it being there for a purpose. There's a reason why this, time is kind of presenting itself as an obstacle for you. It's not just doing it for fun. It's not doing it just to annoy you. There's a reason for it, and I think you should look towards it. So pay attention to the red flags is very equivalent to the moon in your general, basically. Both your love and romance and general are mirroring each other. And that's a very good sign that for a lot of you, this is a big message. So, okay. Nice. All right. This seems to be very important. I'm getting the number 4, which represents stability and security and kind of saving for the long term. The long term being your vision ultimately. So if it's a Pentacles, I wouldn't be surprised, but let's see. Okay. 3, 2, 1. Okay. What do we have? We have 8 of Pentacles. All right. I think this is a beautiful energy. And look at what I just said. I saw a 4, right? And then we have an 8, which is a double up, which means progression. Okay? So, especially being a Pentacle suite, and we have this element of progression going on, it's really asking you to take your time. Because to get to a 4 to an 8 in the Pentacle suite is some time. And the one thing about the 8 of Pentacles is that it's something that you need to work longer towards to really see those results come through. It's like you are committed to this. You are, I'm sorry, I'm like mimicking a hammer and a nail. You are, working long and hard towards this. And it's something where it's not going to happen. Even though we have these wand suites coming through in your general, in your love, I think it's a message of major advice to not go in the direction of the wands and say, I'm just going to have a new relationship with this person and it's going to help to heal me when I still have issues and still have hangups on my last relationship, my ex, or the situation, that the argument we had last week. I'm not going to move on that quickly about this. 8 of Pentacles is about continuing to work at it, continuing to work on your partnership, work on your healing if that's what you need, and not necessarily jump into things. Because yes, we do have an Ace of Wands here. We do have an Ace of Wands here, which represents a new opportunity that this wand suite is coming through. This very passionate thing is coming through for you, and it's a great opportunity for passion, yes. But, we also have the Queen of Cups and the 3 of Cups, which represents that for some of you, you are still in an emotionally imbalanced state. It is not, I think, healthy for you guys to, yes, you can date, you can do that, but to get into a whole new relationship and just have that kind of happen so quick, it may not be the best thing for you, and that's healthy for you emotionally, because Queen of Cups is emotional imbalance. She is overly sensitive about things. Things do affect her in a very dramatic way. Yes, she's intuitive, and yes, she can be a healer to those around her, but the Queen of Cups sometimes can be so giving of her energy that she really does create an imbalance in her cup, because there's not enough for her. There's not enough. She's giving healing to everybody else, but not to herself. You need to give this to yourself as much as you give to everyone else, because your goal is that 2 of Cups, correct? And then we have 3 of Cups. Okay, so 3 of Cups, as I said, there could be some secrets. There could be things of that nature. This person could be in a whole other relationship. Like this could be you and your vision, and then there's a whole other person right here. Or this could not be them, but it could be you. It could be you and this person, and you're still hung up on your ex. You're still hung up on this argument, this circumstance that happened in the past that will not help you move forward because you're still attached. So instead of 2, it's 3's company going on, and how can you really, develop a healthy 2 of Cups type partnership, which is your goal, when you have this going on for you? On the light side, it does represent, for some of you, this could be a very joyous time. It could be a time where this person is someone maybe that you already know. Because yes, we all get that from the 6 of Cups, but I do get that from the 3 of Cups as well. Or it could just be joyous celebrations, a joyous time for you guys. Social events, parties, hanging out with friends and family, drinking, this whole wedding energy. So it's like you could be caught up in this elevation of this new relationship or whatever it is. and or this new rejuvenation period of your partnership, if you're married or anything of that nature, a long-term relationship, that you could be having fun, you could be, drinking, going out partying, going to social events. And if you're coupled, it's like if you had an argument, or if something happened, this whole thing of you kind of moving towards a new situation and not being as aware of what you need to do, it's almost like, if it was an argument, let's just say, it's almost like you're moving forward too fast. You need to really sit down and talk to your partner about what happened. Like, you can choose to avoid it to keep peace if that's what you're trying to do, but there are still red flags. There are still things that need to be discussed and talked about, things that need to be confessed, expressed, told, because this energy of what happened in the past, it could be a person or an idea, once again, an argument, this energy of release your ex is still there. It's still hanging on. And I think both of you need to know that it is safe for you to love. This is this Two of Cups energy. So you have to, whether you're single or coupled, be honest with each other. All right? Now, finally, let's get to Taurus's highlighted message for July 2017. What can Spirit tell Taurus about July 2017? Okay, and by the way, this is the Chakra Wisdom Oracle deck, if you want to know. Okay, and your highlighted message from Spirit for July 2017, Taurus, is passion. Not surprised at all. This is a sacral chakra card, which this whole color of orange has been just consistent throughout both your readings today. But passion, it represents something that you're doing. You are devoted to it. You are committed to it. You are like, you have long-term goals for it. And you're very determined about whatever it is you're doing, whether it's a relationship, an idea, your career, your family, whatever it is. But it's something where it's like, over the long term, you will see success in it. It doesn't mean that it will be, a thing where if you do it, it'll be failure. But it encourages you to keep doing what you're doing, to keep working at whatever you're working at. Because obviously there is passion here. You are excited about this thing. There is an attraction to it, whether mentally or physically or emotionally. But right now, the best thing for you to do is to keep growing with it, to keep developing it. And over the long term, you will see success in it. And it will bring you more abundance than you can originally expect, because you've chosen to take the time with it. That's the most important message. It doesn't mean that this new relationship will fail, or that this person is, hiding a whole other family from you. It doesn't mean that. But what it does mean is that you two, either you or this person, depending on, where you are mentally and emotionally, you may just need more time to have it develop. Don't let it fizzle out so fast. Like, give yourself time, okay? So, to my beautiful Taurians, I hope that you guys got healing, clarity, and transformation from this July 2017 reading. Please remember to check out July's book club pick. We have Amy Rice's Crescendo. Wow. This is actually not the first novel that we've reviewed. We've reviewed The Alchemist before, and you can check that out down below, soulsorting.com/blog. But this book is really amazing. It's about a woman who goes through a very traumatic and shocking experience in her partnership. And so she's kind of forced to go through this death energy of being reborn. And she does that by navigating through spirituality and what it means to her. So, I mean, honestly, it's one of the most beautiful books I've ever read. It's a wonderful novel. It's like poetry on every page. It's amazing. So, I highly recommend that those of you who have lost someone in your lives, those of you who, if not lost, you've lost in the sense of going through transformation. You've had to lose a part of yourself to be born anew, something of that nature. Whether it's in your love life or, in any area of your life, I highly suggest Amy Weiss's Crescendo. And the review is down below, the link, soulsorting.com/blog. If you would like a personalized and private reading with me or a coaching session, you can go, and the links are down below for that as well. And of course, follow me on social media, Twitter, Instagram, email me, all that good stuff, okay? So, I love you guys, and I will see you in our weeklies.